to stream just a little bit of this. I'm also figuring out how to do something, so you're going to bear with me for just a minute. Because I'm still getting used to Twitch. So I'm going to share the link in the only way that I know how, which is going to my channel. And sharing it out. There we go. It's interesting. Alright. So I'm probably not going to be playing for long because I've been doing work. So I'm probably not going to be playing for long because I've been doing work. So I'm probably not going to be playing your message for that. Following that, it stopped briefly and then became windy all over again. It was difficult to see anything in the blizzard. Robert Cleveland Neske Nasruk. That doesn't mean
Pisasa ko may akalo nanok ang nagkubit. Pinatitaka Kakame nanok. Di ka jalay siya.
So we didn't see it. Alright, that's fine.
Agalan naman na alaw.
I should have known. Should be saying that about Wapek Muin.
Duktalanik sa ko. Thing about being disabled is sometimes you just have to accept certain things with my hands. Incredible. I might play Disco Elysium after this. I am not rushing myself.
Kuak tikisakak nannupsitranga. Asi piyumagili piksuakai tikisakto.
Face right now. So, I don't think I can jump. I think you Oh, okay, you can get up that high. Alright. Now I know. That's gay. I thought it was going to be a situation. Yeah, that's okay. Notes. Oh my goodness, child. So, all right. Into you. So what exactly? This is another going to be possibly another time. I'm stumbling around for a little bit. Sometimes that's what happens. I should thank you for that. Feel free to look away for a little bit while I figure this one out. Seeing me kill this poor little fox over and over. Okay, so how am I supposed to get you up, Okay. It's too slow. I appreciate the hints. I need some often That's fine. That's fine. Repeat. Sorry, I'm going to be not playing this for too long. Afterwards. He tossed me into the sky. Oh, escape.
Dabra an nagkalawaktuk. Aglan ilit chogiruk. Nagkapayak silangan nunang atimik ini.
We're very much aware of the climate change. And it's been for many years, even before climatologists were noticing this change, Inuit were already saying, Sila alangoktok. Our climate is changing.
If the heat is going the way it is right now, for us it's going to be pretty bad. Different birds are coming, and they're coming earlier, and sometimes rain is more than what we want, because when there's more rain, we know it's going to melt the permafrost.
In my time as a young whaler, when I was 9 years old, we're hunting from ice that was about 25 feet thick. And there was giant icebergs already floating, coming by. That was the first signs of a changing climate. Ice that never broke before was now moving. Now, here it is 50 years later, we're hunting whale from ice that's 18 inches thick. There's no more thick ice.
It's creating a malfunction in our whaling season is what it is. And actually more than that, all seasons in general.
I think we are more scientists than more people will realize. We have more knowledge of those things than people will ever know.
Thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So, either I'm having deja vu, which is entirely possible because it happens all the time, where I'm like, oh, I've already done this. Or that repeated itself, which is also entirely possible because it's been a glitchy day. But so let's...
Niverksiagalualugulo tiriganneagalu imaaktuk. Asi takium angalat kaksibilluit. Takium igukkai kairusunginyun puktaakpau. Ara kanuhurik taimma ipingitpak.
Although Kunuk Sayuka was a good hunter during clear weather, the blizzardy weather simply was not a time to hunt. Oh, it's because there wasn't a new insight. Escape, that was my doing. Pressing space makes you go faster. Just because it didn't give a hint, so anybody watching this, it's like, oh, well. Oh, no, we have to go this way. Oh, this way. Alright. Nope. Okay, the box comes on. Escape. Old school. 2D game. Alright. So I may watch this. We missed one. See, this is what I'm talking about. Was that a glitch? I don't know what just happened. Okay. I guess maybe it'll go back, or I might have to go back to lock that.
In Arctic Alaska, hunting is a really important part of life. It's not just about going and shooting something, it's about going and putting food on the table. But more importantly, subsistence hunting isn't just about the insular family unit, it's about feeding the whole community. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about subsistence hunting in Alaska is that people go out and they'll go get, fish, or they'll get a caribou, and they'll get, seals and whales, and one of the first things they'll do is they'll say, oh, I need to take this to the elders. This isn't just about one individual surviving or one family surviving, it's about the whole community.
We didn't just go out and kill and put in a freezer. It's like a ritual. that I learned from my parents.
It's all about relationship. I don't know. I think there's a lot of camaraderie involved, and just being out on the land or being out on the ocean. It's like getting back in tune.
I'd rather be out there. To me, once I go out there, it's the world that I learn from.
So, before I continue, this is additionally why I'm the way I am. I'm very blessed to have been raised with things that sometimes are inherent in being raised Indigenous, even if it, like in my case, I was taught to not talk about it because otherwise, and obviously, it's partial in here, which is most of my upper teeth, is what happens, or happened, and still happens, to Indigenous children that talk about being Indigenous when they're not visibly Indigenous. And I'm doing this because also, once again, like so many Indigenous people in the Western Hemisphere have been codified as black. And nobody therefore thinks they're Indigenous and that they have ties and rights to their land that are honored by treaties that are law. So, but from how I was raised is if you have something like, it's always the joke that Indigenous people aren't good with holding on to things. And it's because we give it away to everyone else. It's why when people send money my way, well, I'll lend to everybody that does that to support, I give it out to other folks. It's why when I'm in a house that's not mine and I'm staying there, I've done all this free work that otherwise, if I was going by capitalistic standards, would be costing the people that lived here thousands and thousands of dollars for me to be helping them out with, like, their senior animals that they have here that were having numerous different issues. Helped out with that. The house having structural problems, I've been helping out with cleaning out a massive amount of stuff because of their Nugamish, their Nana having passed, and they're not Indigenous, but their Nana having passed away a while ago. Being here to help out with hospice when their grandfather transitioned into walking along, which means passing on to the next step in their life. So, and that's why I'm consistently like, please go and donate to Ry'heam Damon Brown's funeral. I'm not laughing because it's funny, but I sometimes, and this is also another habit that players have, I laugh because what else am I going to do? Just get super depressed? Am I goth mode? Like, I want to know what a girl in her Nanook video is, but alright. I'm going to respect my hands because I have no idea what's going to ask me to do next, and the last little like boss battle thing was a lot on my hands, so I'm going to stop there. Let me, because I also just, got past a checkpoint-ish, so escape. Confirm. I'm fine with replaying a little bit. That's fine by me. So, well, Lolland to everybody. Mesque that was, like short-ish. How long did we just stream for? I'm not even sure. But, well, Lolland, I am going to be doing more of these. The more I'm empowered to have help with, and also there's actually a microphone over here that I'm using. To be doing some ASMR stuff and the like at some point soon, but and hopefully it didn't cause music doubling or anything like that. I guess I'll check that on the video later because I'm still adjusting. But yeah, no, if I had more help with a lot of the stuff that I do, of people sharing around, firstly, if cops weren't out killing BIPOC individuals or anybody, because obviously cops also kill white folk, and plenty of relations that aren't human also. And if I wasn't also having to be kind of chased, not kind of, like, constantly being like, hey, governmental structures I'm around, can you please be protecting the relations that you're supposed to be protecting instead of just, taking our money and burying people in debt and scaring them. Once again, laughing, not because it's funny. I would be doing more streaming, and I'm working on continually spending time streaming and not being distracted by other things. But the thing is, most of my distractions are the fact that most of the light-skinned and white-passing and white folk that I know don't talk about any of these problems, or they do in this very white lament kind of way that they're all taught, which once again, like when you're indoctrinated with this and your brain is literally taught to not engage with certain things, you will obviously only have frustration when you are trying to engage or disengage, and therefore it just becomes a frustrating part of your life, and then you are only just miserable when you have to talk about this stuff, so people try to avoid it. But instead, if you learn to talk about it and go through the process of trial and error, mistakes, having to apologize for things, also being apologized to, accepting help, stuff that I'm still also working on. As I just said, if I had more help. So it's a process, but it is something we are A, all here for, and B, it's just going to be cranking up more because, once again, I don't have a book in here, but in Voices of Our Ancestors, which is not fictional, and I suggest to anybody checking it out because it really is set up in a way which is for you to be engaging with exercises in there, and they're really wonderful and helpful, be it from like how to engage with energy that is literally like there for you to engage with and surrounds you because you are energy and everything's energy, but also just how to calm and quiet yourself, and many other things. That book talks about, once again, that we are moving into the second heaven of 13 heavens. We just left the 9 hells shortly after I was born in 1987. So there's big changes going on, and that takes time. Once again, I just see so many people, and I'm not excluding myself. I'm sure there's plenty of things that I'm running from and not even processing at this point, or maybe not. That would be wonderful. Lalia manifesting that I'm not running from anything, including polar bears. But I basically keep trying to help remind people that this does just keep getting better, but it does mean the people who have the privilege to do so, which is a lot of people, need to be pointing the empowerment in the directions it needs to be going into. Thanks. Get going. Multis, y'all, take care of yourselves. Empower all relations to be free and self-determining. This doesn't just include humans. We'll talk about that extensively later.